Once again, we're live. We're back, baby. That is right. Another episode coming up of Personable. That is right. That is correct. So, yeah, just adjusting everything. Now I was driving over here. I like everyone else, I play music. I like to play music. I like to bump it loud, and you know, depending on the song, I'll roll the windows up to get a little privacy. And this was recommended on my YouTube. There's a guy named Jamie Miller. Jamie Miller does this cover of Ariana Grande's 7 Rings. Now, this dude kills this track in the best, greatest way possible. Okay, he does a great job. All right, and there's a guy on the keyboards, and it's a Kurt Hugo Schneider, I believe. I guess that's his buddy. But Jamie Miller does this cover, and his vocals are insane. So I listened to it, and I maybe sometime last year I found this cover, and I like to play it while I'm driving, right? I like to play it, and I like to sing to it. And this guy, I like to match my vocals to this guy, and and when I do, I feel, yo, I can actually like sing. I'm really good. I'm like, one time I was hitting that high note, and then I got a call come in, and then the song gets disrupted, and I realized I can't sing for shit. So that humbled me incredibly. So I just want to say what's up to everybody. Look at that, I'm waving hands. Look at that, I'm waving hands. All right. We're doing it the distancing way, nice and safe. Okay. So I say that to say this: the person I'm about to have on doesn't have that problem. He can sing. All right. He could sing. He could play guitar. This guy is very, very, very good musically. And that is my good friend, Rube. Now, Rube, I'm just going to introduce him right now. He's an incredible musician. If you know him personally, you know that is not debatable. The guy's really good. He's always working on his craft. And he is he is the reason I got into comedy. He's the reason I got the balls to go up and finally do stand-up comedy. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce him right now. Rube, hold on. This is embarrassing. Always look at this. I'm just looking right now. It's how I'm just going to invite him. Right there. And
Where is he?
Hello.
There he is, Rube. What's up, dude?
What's up, brother?
How you been, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Hanging in there, dude. Hanging in there. Thanks for being on. I really appreciate your time, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So like I just said, look, we're good. Likewise. Thank you, likewise.
And
Well, the thing is, I shade.
What is that? That's that new Vin Diesel line?
No, dude, it's Old Spice.
Oh, okay.
Dude, the commercials actually convinced me to try it out. So I bought like the charcoal type one, and it's like, it smells really good.
Yeah.
Try it out. I mean, try it out. You know, like if you're not allergic to whatever the hell's inside of it, then please give it a try. Yeah, bro, definitely, bro. But yeah, you look good too, dude. Like, how you been holding up through all this?
Good. I gained 350 pounds. No, I'm kidding.
You know, you wear it beautifully.
It's all in my toes. Yeah.
Oh, dude, we'll have to see those later. Save it for later in the video.
Later, that's a big deal. No, yeah, it's been fine. You know, like, I don't know. It's an adjustment to this new life that we all have to live, but it's all good.
Definitely, dude, definitely. So have you been because like I said you're very musically inclined.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you're very, you're good at that. So like, have you been practicing? Have you been working on your craft?
Absolutely. I've been busy. I've been busy with that a lot. Like,
how come?
I've been writing a lot more, coming up with new ideas, reaching out, collabing more. I'm working with a group of guys right now on like a heavier project. I'm working with the same people I've always worked with. I'm like just continuing the stuff I've been doing for years, actually trying to finish it, like really put it together and make it a complete project. You know what I mean?
Oh, sweet. So, how are you guys do like with the current situation? Are you guys meeting up like socially, or are you doing it like this through video? What's up? How's that going?
No, yeah, we meet in person. I think it's so difficult to not be in the same room as someone and make music. It's really hard.
Yeah.
I think like if you're making like electronically based music, then you're
Mm-hmm.
most of the time. But when you're playing with live instruments, you know, and you need to like keep in time rhythm, there's always that like delay from, you know, device to device. I don't know how it would work. It'd be really hard. So yeah, we've been meeting in person. You know, it's just something we all like agreed on. Like, hey, you guys good? Are you good? Are you good? Do it.
I hear you. All right. Well, it's good to know that you're flexing that muscle of your musical muscle, your creative muscle. Because I had Fredo on before on I believe it was the second episode, and you know he also plays guitar and you know and stuff. So like I asked him like how musically as people who are creative, we're thinking, we're writing, we're thinking of different things. When this can almost stifle you a little bit, right? Because you can't just get up and be like, oh, I'm gonna go do a mic. Oh, I'm gonna go meet up with so and so.
Yeah, 100%.
You feel it has hindered you a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like this whole season, like the last, you know, 4 months, like spring, like end of spring, early summer season, like I feel like it's such a good mic season, like open mic season. Like
Agreed. Yeah.
I'd just be in the rotation of like going to this bar, going to this bar, going to this cafe, going to this restaurant. Like can't do any of that. Like only until very recently did some places start, you know, doing outdoor like seating.
Outdoor, yeah.
You know what I mean? But also
Mhm.
having entertainment there. Like very recently I've seen like them ask, like post on their pages and stuff like, hey, we want some like someone maybe that plays guitar or, you know, piano or something to play at our restaurant, whatever it is, you know what I mean? So very rare,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to find those that can fit in my schedule, like slot. But yeah, but until then, it was just like, man, I would love to be out there playing right now. Like, oh, today's the
Yeah.
day. Like, or I'm feeling like the creative juices go, and I would love to like play right now for people. And it's just like,
I hear you, dude.
I guess Instagram's gonna have to suffice for my audience.
Absolutely, dude. And you know what? Like I say this all the time. Like we're like it's. I mean, of course, this is a miserable, horrible situation. But it's like we're lucky to have this.
Yeah.
Where we can, you know what I'm saying? Like I keep saying this over and over. I can do this with you. I can do this with anyone else,
Mhm.
and we can still keep in touch. Like if this happened even 20 years ago, what like I can hear your voice. Like oh he sounds okay. Like you know what I'm saying? It would be like more difficult, but we have these tools. We have the technology. I think it's great that we're utilizing it. Like you know Zoom
Yes.
blew up. Was Zoom created because of this? Like, I don't want to sound ignorant. It was created for this. So, like, what happened? The pandemic. People were like, "How do y'all get together? Let's just create something." I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It is like I don't know either. I just know that like Skype died for some reason. Like nobody even says Skype anymore. It's like Skype's like a dirty word. Like Skype, Zoom. Like come on, what do you mean?
Dude, I had a Skype. I used Skype because I got a cold. Like I tested. I was okay. It tested negative, but I got nervous. This is like in the year. This is like in the beginning. So I got nervous. So I called my doctor. My doctor did only online. Like you can't go in the office.
Yeah.
So I did. So I call up and I said, can I get an appointment? And they okay. He's doing it through Skype. Like fuck, now I gotta download Skype.
You gotta re-download it. Oh my god.
Dude, I feel like shit. I'm fucking nervous. Dude, I'm nervous as fuck. I'm going, oh my god, something's wrong with me. And in the midst of all this, I have to fucking download Skype.
Yeah, now you're like,
do you remember your ID number? No, I fucking don't.
as for Skype, you're hitting A, you're hitting D, you're hitting W.
I'm like, I just want to find out if I'm okay.
That's funny.
So, yeah, that's the only time I've recently used Skype, was to Skype with my doctor whenever I didn't feel well. But,
Yeah, Skype's like
yeah.
past now. I'm like, I can't tell you when the last time I used it was. I don't remember.
I can tell you, March.
that it's funny you say that because in March, like the week of like lockdown first officially happening, I
Mhm.
got in like I had a little head cold myself,
Oh boy.
and I was like, oh no,
Right? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, oh shit, what is this?
yeah, like I had just like sniffles, and then it just turned like a light cough came out of it, and I was like, I have a friend who's a doctor, and
More.
he's a surgical doctor though, so it's a little different, but I mean, regardless,
Yeah,
doctor's a doctor.
but you still study medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yo, like, I got this. He was like, nah, post nasal drip, yada yada. He was like saying all these.
Mhm.
He's like, I think you're fine, and I was like, all right. And then like 5 days later, I was good. It was gone. But I just remember that time being like, well, this is it. This is it for me.
Yo, dude, nothing but everybody everyone got like that. Like, oh boy, the worst is happening. The worst. And me, I overthink everything. My doctor has told me, he's like, you overthink a lot, do you? Because I'm always like, could it be this? Could it be that? And my doctor's like laughs and he's like, you overthink a lot. I'm like, yeah, I just can't help it. So this is like a nightmare for me and a lot
Your
of people.
doctor was like, here, I'm gonna write you a prescription for chill pills.
Calm the fuck down. And I bring it to the pharmacist. Can you fill this?
Eddie, I got a pill on my chill pills, please.
You know, chill. Yo, what if they hand me like a little thing of like Tic Tacs in a bottle and the thing says chill pills? It's like, yeah, take 3 of these. And I'm like, oh, they work. But yeah, dude, it's like, have you ever been like a neat freak, like a germaphobe? Have you ever been? Because I've known you for years. I just never knew if you were ever like that.
No, never. I think I'm the opposite. I'm sort of like reckless.
You're carefree.
Like I'll drop a French fry and pick it up and eat it. You know what I mean?
Wow, dude, really?
Yeah, but
That's
not anymore. This thing has
not anymore.
This thing has definitely turned me into a much more cautious person, more so ever than before.
So this pandemic has curbed your French fry eating habits.
Yeah, definitely. Now if I have actually dropped a fry in the car, and like just trying to like grab up the bag while driving and drop one. I'm like, well,
yeah.
R.I.P. to that fry.
Dude, that's hilarious. Like it's insane how I've always been a cautious person, and now like if I'll grab like a doorknob, I'll get like a paper towel and I'll grab it. I'll do something like that, but sanitizer and all that stuff. But
yeah, I mean, I use it when necessary. Like I'm not overboard with it. Like I keep a sanitizer like spray and wipe and stuff in my car, but I'm not using it on every time I get back in the car. Like I know some people, like they get out the car, they'll go to the store, like to the market, buy some things, come back to the car, and then wipe it all down. Like I'm not like that extreme. But if I have to go somewhere where I don't know, like if I visit like my grandma at her, she lives in like not like an old folks home, but like an assisted living sort of place. If I'm just going to the front and she's coming out and I'm giving her food or something, I won't use it. But if I go inside and I stay there for like an hour and then come back out, then maybe I'll use it. You know what I mean? It really just depends on the situation. But I'm not like, I need to do this, wash my hands 20 times a day. I'm not to that level.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I got it like a couple months ago. I was like that, but now I'm a little more like better. Like I'm not as crazy as I used to be. I still like wipe my phone. Dude, your phone has like they say like a thing where your phone has like more germs than like a toilet or something. Like it's like a weird thing like that. Yeah. I'm like, holy shit! But what are you gonna do? Not use your phone?
I know.
Like you kind of have to. Just be more mindful of it. Like I'll wipe down my phone, make sure it's all good, but. We can't live in fear, but we gotta live cautiously too. Because then there's people who don't want to do shit.
Oh, I know.
Like
no mask, no nothing.
Yeah, and then that pisses me off because it's like, dude, it's not about you anymore.
Oh, yeah,
it's not about you. It's about other people, and be mindful of it.
You'll never be able to change those minds of those people though. Like they're like, it's a hoax, and asymptomatic.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like those people, it's too late for them.
It is.
It's like that.
It is, and it's
old racist grandparent. Like, are you gonna change them? That's not gonna happen.
Yep, but you're right though. It's like you can't change them, but at the same time, it's like, dude, don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. It's more than just you. Oh, but this and that. But like, look, I'm not trying to get sick, and I don't want my family to get sick, right? I don't know about you, but then it starts getting into a weird conversation, right? And then it gets to a conversation where it's not about, it's like it's not about that.
Yeah, it's about like politics or something totally
It
different.
gets political, and I'm like, bro, it's fucking humanity.
Yeah.
It's not political. It's human decency. That's it. Can we stop it there and not make it a big like hoorah? Like just relax. So yeah, dude. So how much do you miss filming the old Pay the Rent episodes, dude? I miss that a lot, dude.
Yo, it's a you don't know what you got till it's gone kind of feeling with that. Like it was so fun, and it was just like took it for granted. And now like the way things are, it's like what I would give to just do that freely. You know what I mean?
Freely, yes.
Yep, I miss those days for sure.
I miss them too, and I'm like, of course, hopefully one day we can get back and, finish that one final season that's been like holding us back because we have like one more.
I know.
But yeah, man, I miss that, dude. Like, for those who don't know, I met you 6 years ago, 7 years ago, dude.
6.
I've known you for a freaking while now.
Yeah. Yep.
I've known you for a while, and we hit it off. We would hit it off by talking about comedy because that was the thing, right? And
yeah,
we had that same kind of sense of humor in common. And you would say, "Oh yeah, I know," and we would just like recite bits to each other.
Yeah, we were reciting.
It's funny, we were
bits.
Dude, we were like in the training room upstairs, and then we'd be like, there'd be like people around us, and for some reason we'd get lost in our conversation. Like,
yeah,
everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you're right. It's like
because I get lost, and this is gonna sound very romantic. I got lost in your conversation, and then I would just be like, "Oh, this dude, like, oh, he gets my my sense of humor or whatever." Because a lot of people are just like, "What? What are you talking about? I don't know what that is." And you're like, "Oh yeah, I know that one."
Yep.
And so it just rolled perfectly. It rolled really naturally, and yeah, man.
Yeah, 100%. So to wrap everybody up on this, catch everybody up on the story, it's we worked in the supermarket together, and I was new, and Pierre had been there for some time, and he was the guy who would teach all the new people how to work there, essentially. So
yeah,
he was teaching me, but in the time, as part of the process, you get to know each other.
Correct.
Everybody, you get to know everybody. And it became very quickly clear to one another that we were like-minded individuals when it came to, jokes and punchlines and such. So, it took no time at all I remember, oh, this is so funny because when I was in middle school, my best friend, we sat next to each other in middle school, and we would and get in trouble for talking and goofing around so much that our teacher separated us. He moved our seats. It was like 7th grade or something. He moved our seats. He moved him to the other end of the classroom from where I was, and that's how inseparable we were. Parallel hilarious because what happened is we're working. We're at the registers at the supermarket, and we're like,
yes, go ahead.
We're back to back, goofing around and jokes and talking crap, and we're getting our work done. We're
yes.
We're good at our job. We're doing everything correctly, but we're so good.
Yes, sir.
We're so good and comfortable at it that we can just do it without looking and talk and just
yeah.
And it got to the point where the managers at the front were like, "Hey, Pierre, why don't you switch all the way to the other end of the registers," and they would separate us. And I just thought that was.
I remember that. I would feel insulted. I'm like, bro, we're in the middle of a great thing right now.
And then you'd be walking away and finishing what you're saying. You'd be walking away after they separated us. You're like, yeah. And then you just wouldn't let that stop you.
I grab my toe because you had to grab your little toe. It looked like a freaking lunch tray, and you're just like, so yeah. Then he said that, and then he said it, and then you go, oh no.
And we're laughing still the whole way.
Yeah, so What if you like? All right, that was some years back. But how would you feel like if you had the same cashiers that we were like now, and you were trying? I think about that. I'm like, what if I ran into me back then? Like, would I feel like I hate this kid? Dude, I need to get out of here.
Seeing this happen, you mean?
What was that?
Like if I was a manager seeing this happen, like
No, like if you were just like a customer, let's say you're going food shopping, and you run into like two cashiers that were the same as us, wouldn't I think about like, yeah, I guess I would be fucking annoyed with them too. I mean, like these guys don't shut the.
These guys will knock the hell up.
I'm like, yo, did you see that special? I don't even bag my shit, and you could talk about the Comedy Central special later. Holy shit, that's fucking hilarious.
That's great. I mean, no, I'd get mad if the work wasn't getting done, like if they're not scanning and not bagging. But we did. I'm telling you, we did.
But we did. No, you're right. We did. We
were on our game when it came to working.
Dude, we were great multitaskers, though. That's what we don't get credit for. That's what we were. We're very underrated when it comes to our cashier/talking skills.
Yeah. Well, that's why we never
right?
like in trouble, because we didn't do anything wrong. We were doing our job.
That's true.
The worst thing.
That's a great point.
Separate us. The worst they could do was separate us. That's it. That's the only thing
Dude, that is
they could possibly do.
You're like, it's like, damn, what do we do? Write them up? Like,
oh, they're doing their job.
Not really. Go over there. Actually, I'm like, ooh, ooh, what a punishment.
You know what? At least it was some action. At least the customers were getting some action, because like most of the cashiers are pretty quiet, shy, or they just don't want to talk to the person. They're not like, hey, how you doing? Whatever, blah blah blah.
That's true. Yeah.
At least
we were more. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. At least we were vocal with ourselves.
And we also had, because I remember I would have customers who would engage, also, right? They would engage in the conversation.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing. And they wanted to be like, hey, because a lot of times there are people who just got out of work or they haven't spoken to anybody. So they want to be like, talk. They want human interaction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like to think that we were like bartenders, but without the liquor.
Without the liquor, yeah. Just like,
we just like, we'll just talk to the customers. And just like, yeah, what's up, man? How's your day? Yeah, it's crazy raining outside. And just all this generic, it was like generic conversation sometimes, but it's still conversation.
Yeah, you're right. 100%.
Right?
I feel more so than anyone else at the registers, you would bring that to the table. You know what I mean?
Dude, but I got in trouble so much, bro. My name brought upon infamy for getting in trouble all the freaking time and not getting fired for it. Like, but when I say that, everything, like, it wasn't like bad trouble. It was like talking constantly. Bro, I like to talk. That's why I started this thing right here. Because I want to talk. I want to be able to talk freely.
Yeah.
But I would get reprimanded. I get it's a business. Now looking at it, like in retrospect, I get it's a business. But at the same time, it's like, you can't stifle me. You can't shut me up. I want to speak. And that's what I felt like they did. But they wouldn't fire me. Like, how did y'all not fire me, bro? Like, I'm a pain in the ass. But I guess my work spoke for itself. Yeah. They were like, oh, the kid's good at counting money. Like, just ignore him. Fucking crazy, bro.
That's great. What about you? Like, how you asked me about like that itch of going out and like performing. Like, I know you were on your wave of doing open mics, your stand-up comedy. How's it?
Yeah, dude.
How's it feel now?
It's tough. Like, there's a lot of open mics that are outside. Like you said, there's a lot of outdoor mics. I'm currently right now. I'm still chilling right now because I'm kind of like, I'm still like a little. I don't know if it's the right time to go out yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like, I haven't done comedy in 6 or 7 months since it started, and it's tough. But at least I have this outlet to like laugh and attempt to tell jokes on this thing. But I'm also writing. But it's hard because you could write, but it's nothing unless you could perform it.
You want to test it, right?
You want to test it because that's what comedy is. Comedy is like, you can practice all day in front of a mirror, but you don't know if that joke's gonna hit until you tell it in front of folks and tell it in front of people.
Right.
So I'm kind of like,
a nuance of comedy and joke telling that maybe like the average person doesn't understand is you can tell the same joke somewhere else and just do something like a little tweak to it, you know, in a word or a phrase or a sound or a facial expression or a physical, you know, little things, little like tiny details that will change it, and it affects how it is absorbed, and you know, it might hit better because you did that or you did this.
Absolutely.
That.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's you know, you just never know. The joke's never the same. It's never either the way you delivered it, or you added a word, or you edited whatever. It's never the same. So you kind of don't know if it's gonna hit all the time.
Yep.
And I've had that problem, you know, because I've been doing comedy for quite a few years. I have to tell the story about you're the reason. I told you you're the reason I got into it. You were the one who gave me the balls. And when I say that, you were the one who's like, yo, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So
yep.
for this one, do you want to tell the story? You want me to? How you got me into doing stand, and to this day I appreciate you 1,000. I'm not kidding, bro. There isn't I appreciate you so much for doing that for me, bro.
No,
and I always give you credit. I always tell people, I'm like, bro, the reason I'm in this is because of that, man.
Yeah, like I'm so humbled by it because I saw like how funny you were, like the talent you had.
I appreciate that.
Like I had a lot of experience performing at open mics and other things. So I've seen stand-up, you know, like local stand-up comedians live, and I've seen their acts and stuff. And, you know, some were okay, you know. I feel like most of them were not great. That's just how I feel. You know, there's some, but most of them were not great. And then obviously I've watched tons and tons of stand-up from like Comedy Central and YouTube or whatever. And I was just, the way that you told stories whenever we were, you know, talking and BSing, I saw like, man, this guy, like, it feels like I'm watching like one of the people on TV or on YouTube or something, like the pros. I'm like,
oh wow,
like,
thank you.
Yeah, there's a handful of funny people in my life that I'm just like, I can't not laugh when they tell a good story. Like there's really, I can count on one hand probably, and you're one of them. So it's
I appreciate it.
Quality I recognized right away in you. So I remember we were talking, and you were saying how like you were like, I want to do stand up one day. Like I just want to like cross it off my bucket list, you know. And I remember you about that, and I was like, I kept that in the back of my head. I was like, all right, because I knew like open mic season was coming, you know, because we were like, I started working there at like around winter. It was like this, like end of December, start of January is when I started working there. So it was like, you know, winter, not a lot of stuff. Like there was some, but you know, it was coming up. Like the really prime season for it was coming up. So finally, a few months down the line, it did. And this is already like we established, you know, how, you know, we're we're like on the same page as when it comes to like, you know, comedy and such. So, you know, at that point around that time, you were saying how you wanted to try it, and then this open mic got announced that was literally 2 blocks away from where we worked. It was
absolutely, like, yeah.
You could walk there in 5 minutes from our job. So
I think we did once. I think we left our cars in the parking lot. We just walked.
So, and I've been there before, and I've performed there before, so I know that they get a good amount of people, like, you know, maybe 20 or 30 people. It's a small venue, so to me, like 20 or 30 people is good. So I'm like, this is perfect. And now I look on the whole store's schedule is displayed in this glass case against the wall. So I'm like, okay, the open mic is on this day. Let me check Pierre's schedule. Find your name. Off. Totally free. So I'm like, this is perfect. This is it. And we go. We're talking. Like they have both of us like going around the store doing tasks, you know, whatever it is we're doing. We're not walking around. And so you head, we head towards the bathroom for a bathroom break, and we're in the bathroom. Obviously, you're in the mirror, like washing your hands, I guess. And I'm like, so Pierre, there's an open mic, like, I don't know, like, it was like in 2 days or 3 days, or it was close.
It was on a Friday. It was on a Friday. I
Yeah.
remember it very vividly. Mm-hmm.
It was on a Friday, right? So
Mm-hmm.
today I told you it was probably Tuesday or Wednesday or something.
It had to have been. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, yo, this Friday, there's this open mic. It's right there. You're gonna do comedy there. I checked your work schedule. You're off. Like, we're going. We're gonna go.
You're so serious. You're so fucking serious, and I'm like, oh fuck, he's really serious.
Pierre was like, you're like washing your hands, and you're just like, I don't know. You're like, I don't know.
Dude, I was fucking nervous, dude. Just you saying it, I was nervous. I was like, oh no, dude.
I'm like, Pierre, you can't tell me no. I was like,
yeah.
I cannot take no for an answer. Like, this is your chance right now. I was like, you had given me like a couple of sample jokes too, that you would tell.
I wrote, I think, yeah, because I would in preparations. I only had like this big window to prepare, so I would be like, all right, dude, if I'm gonna do this,
yeah,
here, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And you were gracious as fuck because you were like, dude, send me whatever the fuck, and I will help you.
Yeah, I was like,
not help, but you were like, I will give my critique.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sorry, go ahead, but yeah, that was it.
Yeah, so I was just like, this is it. Friday is the day. We got to do it. You're like, I don't know. I don't know.
so vividly.
And I'm like, I cannot take no for an answer. Like, you are going. I'm gonna bother you every day unless you'd go. So those few days, it's prepare time. You know, you were busy. You were writing. You sent me a couple of things, and you know, I gave you my honest opinion on them. And then it came the day. Friday was up. You went in there. You know, I played a song on my guitar. You went up on the mic afterwards, and you did your set. You told your jokes, and they, like, everybody that was in attendance loved you. It was just, it couldn't have gone better. I think your debut performance, it was just perfect. It was great. It was hilarious. The jokes were executed so well. The delivery was perfect. Everyone was laughing. There was not a single person not laughing. Everyone was laughing, and they loved you. And the host of the open mic at the time, after you were done, said on the mic and asked you personally to come back and do it again. I remember that. I remember that as well. And that was it. That was history. I mean, that was, you broke the seal. Like, you just, you know, from then on, you were on fire. So.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Dan, to hear you say that, like, it means a lot to me. And it's fucking humbling me. Like, I'm like, it's overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Because you're such a creative mind, and you know your comedy. It's not like, you know your shit. So it's like, wow. So let me just add a little to the story. It was, sure. I didn't want to do it. I was like, bro, no, we're bullshitting. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was just talking, bro. And you're like, no, you got to do it. And you were so forceful. And I'm so grateful that you were so forceful. And I always thought of writing this joke where, like, we were in the bathroom. And wouldn't it be funny if, like, somebody was, like, in the bathroom or going into the bathroom and all they heard was like, bro, you're going to do it. No, I'm not. Bro, you're going to do this. Oh, leave me alone. They go context and they're like, yo, what's wrong with these guys?
Like, if there was a
you know what I'm saying?
You would just see his feet with his pants around his ankles in the stall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Hear this. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's just you're really low. I'm trying to hear you now.
Oh, am I low?
Yeah.
Maybe my mic was covered. How about now? Any better?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So, dude, yeah, like, anytime I tell people, I'm like, you know, boy, Rube, he was the one who pushed me to do it, and I'm very grateful for you, man, for pushing me to have this outlet that it's been over 5 years now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel
doing
like
it.
it would have happened sooner or later, you know, but I'd rather it happen sooner, and I'm glad to have been part of it.
Yeah. We have an audio app up. And okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I've been hearing you the whole time.
The whole time?
Yep.
Okay, that's better. So, you know, I have to sing your praises now, okay? You've sung mine, and you made me blush. How dare you? You're gonna get yours right now, dude. You are such a pro at how you do your craft. Like, you are so. God, it's like when you're up there, it's almost like I don't know you.
Wow.
It's like, who is this guy? It's like I'm looking at him like, you turn into this performer. Like it's you did that night of the open mic. You did a song, and oh my God, you hit this one note, and dude, I was like, woo, I got chills. And you hit this note, and it was just like, and then the way you, like, your face and the way your body got into it, and then the room isn't big, so it's like you can hear it from all fucking angles, and I'm like, this guy fucking. So you see, you've been doing this for some time. I had just started my craft, so I'm like, fuck, this dude is like killing his shit, bro. Even though it's two different crafts, I'm like, bro, he's murdering his shit. And I'm not just saying it, bro. It really fucking shook me. This guy has a fucking voice, and he's good on the guitar, and he just knows his stuff. And you and I used to go to open mics in New Brunswick, and we used to do music and comedy mics together. And every time you went up there, I would look around, right? And people would be like, whoa. I've heard people say that.
Wow.
I've heard people be like, whoa. And a part of me was like I'd be proud and shit. I'd be proud and shit, dude. It's fucking weird. I'll be like, that's my friend. Like, because people would do it, because you would be up there doing your thing, and people would be like, because they don't know you.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, who's this guy? What the fuck? That's crazy. That's really good. So it's like, yeah, bro. It's seeing you up there. Like, you give a fuck. You care.
I do.
You care. Like, I do. When you're up there, bro, you turn into something else, bro. Like, you give a shit.
Thank you, man. That means a lot.
Yeah. Of course. I could use a hug. This shit's emotional.
I need a hug.
I need a hug. But yeah, bro, like I'm that's why I'm glad we got to speak on it, because and we rarely get to have these conversations, because anytime we hung out was really work.
Yeah.
Anytime we hung out, we were filming, and that's a job. So we had to we're just working and work, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll wrap so late that it's like we'll kind of just like go home after, and like so to get to speak to you. And this isn't the last time, obviously. We're gonna do this again. Like do video and in person. We're gonna do all this again. But it's just good to reminisce, especially at a time where I barely see I don't really see anybody. It's fucking dope, man.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Like I was pushing for my friends, for us to meet up whenever we could. Because at first it was like the lockdown thing. That just stopped us. But then when as time passed on and they were more comfortable with meeting up eventually, and it was like a schedule thing. Like,
oh yeah,
their schedules have changed so much because of all this. It's just like, my gosh, how's this ever gonna happen? But like any moment I can, I reach for it. To interacting with any of my friends. So I'm happy you did this.
Of course, bro. Yeah, definitely. And I just want to do something where some could call it a podcast. I don't want to label it. So, but I mean, some call it that.
it's just conversation. It's like a talk show thing, and I'm lucky I have a platform like Instagram or YouTube or whatever that allows me to do this. And we all can do this. We all have phones. You know, we have internet. We can just thing and get somebody on, or you can do it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just shoot the shit, bro. And that's the great part about this. And hopefully this turns into like something a little bit more, where I keep doing it consistently and I have more people on and this and that and this. But yeah, man, just.
Yeah, I mean, I like it's pretty nice. Is that a 4-door?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. In the beginning, it was like, it's a thing because like I live with family, and it's like I can get loud. I get very like, you know, very boisterous. It's like, you know, and I don't want to like bother anyone. I know how I am. So I said, you know what, just do it from your car.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And also it's the acoustic, because it's like you're in a booth.
Yeah, you're muted.
So you're muted. Yeah. I'm muted, so I can thing, right? Like it's like, you know what? Just keep doing it in your car for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's different. Who the hell's doing like, yeah, I look like a fucking crazy person. I'm moving my arms and I'm like, ah. And it's like, what if he turned the phone and it was just like myself? And it's like, bro, this guy's crazy. I don't care, man. It's just something, it's a place where I can be loud and, you know, I have a moving studio. So like,
oh man, let me tell you, how because of okay, so my uncle had gotten surgery on his knee. He got a knee replacement, so he had to move into his house. So that my mom can help him out.
Help him out, yeah.
The idea was be there for like 3 months until he recovered.
Uh-huh.
That was February. March, lockdown happened. Right? So now he's been here. So for me, I don't like to play music, like practice when my parents are home. I live at home still. I live with my parents.
Of course, yeah.
So I don't like to play when they're here. I would reserve my practice time for when they're at work. But now, with lockdown and my uncle being in, there's not a single moment. So oftentimes what I found myself doing is bring my guitar to the car and playing in the car. It's such a great solution.
Bro, things are changing, bro. Like the car has become the new you know, like privacy zone. Right? Because we live with family, right?
Yep.
So, you know, a lot of times we don't have that privacy we want. What better than your vehicle?
Yeah, exactly. The last Instagram live I did was from my car. Playing guitar.
Was it?
For people, yeah.
Yeah, so we're starting a club. It's almost like we're starting like we're a rare group of people that get creative in our vehicles.
Yeah, it's tough. You know? When I'm working on it and practicing, it's usually going to start off from not the best point. That's why I'm practicing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I feel embarrassed. I'm like,
why? Why do you feel embarrassed though? Why is that?
Because I know I don't sound good yet. Like that's the reason I'm practicing. I'm trying to get to the point where it sounds good. You know.
Okay.
So I'm like, I have to find something in my voice. So my voice is gonna crack and creak, and it's gonna hit wrong notes. It's just gonna sound bad. So I don't mind. That's the point of practice, but I don't like it when other people are hearing the bad parts.
Oh wow, I get you.
Yeah, so it's rough. That's why I car practice. I remember like a few weeks back. It was like the first time I was home alone. And I don't know, since lockdown. I had like 1 hour of time. And I played my guitar that whole hour, like without stopping, like and singing, of course. But like,
okay.
It was perfect.
You found that moment, and you're like, you know, like when you go like stick your head out the room, be like, anyone here?
Yeah,
anyone here?
that's what I did.
Yeah. No?
That's what I did. Like I knocked on the door, and I was like, no, like okay. Boom.
We're good.
Playing no water break. And just, like, I felt like I was just yelling for an hour straight or something. It was just,
holy shit, dude.
Yeah. Crazy.
Oh, it's great though. But you see how the wheels keep moving and you still have to like do something. You gotta find some kind of opportunity, it doesn't leave you. And I think like that's gonna be like that forever, for as long as, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're here, as long as you're alive. I think as long as I'm alive, we're all gonna be like, there's gonna be something that we're gonna be like, oh, we gotta write this down. Oh, we gotta express it.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful, you know. Whether and just because you don't get paid for it, doesn't mean that you're not it. Doesn't mean you're not a musician. Doesn't mean you're not a comic. Doesn't mean you're not an actor. It's just in you, you know.
It's true. I think we are. Every person alive has the capability of doing something creative. In any form. And they should. Even if it doesn't have to be for anyone, just yourself. You can do it. No one will ever see it. No one exists. You should do it. You should exercise that muscle. It's part of being.
I agree. Yeah, like you said it perfectly. You have to exercise that muscle to keep it strong and go with it. Oh man. Where did Green Rub come from? The name. I think you told me once, but
yeah, it's funny. No one ever asked. Recently someone asked me, and I was surprised. I was like, wow. You're the second person to ask me in the last month. But before that, it's probably been years since somebody asked me.
Are you okay talking about it? Is it like...
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
I'm okay. I'm not put you on the spot.
Like a trauma story.
Yeah, exactly. I don't, you can cry if you want, but it's up to you.
No, it's actually it's a story that I hold really dear to my heart. I don't know. It's dumb, but it's great to me. The way it came about was I was in kindergarten. I was 5 years old, and I had to get these bottom teeth pulled out. They were my baby teeth at the time. And the way they were, like how my grown-up teeth were going to grow in was going to be back. So the dentist was like, you should pull those out so that the other one will go in correctly. So we went, and they had to inject my gums with the numbing agent.
Mm-hmm.
And it was extremely painful. And I'm crying. I'm 5. Crying.
Yeah, you're a kid.
My mom is watching it happen. She's crying.
Oh, jeez.
And so they pull out two of them. I'm just a wreck. And the dentist was like, we can stop now and tomorrow. And I was like, no, we're doing it. Finish it.
Well, you said that?
I said that.
You're a determined 5-year-old.
I know.
We're not going anywhere till this job is done.
Yeah. No, we gotta do it. And my mom was like, are you sure we can leave right now? She's like, crying. My mom, I feel like my mom was at a worse position than I was.
Well, that happens with parents, right? They feel it more, and they're not even, it's not happening to them.
Exactly. That was the case there. I'm like, no, we're doing it. We're gonna finish now. So they finished. They pulled out the last two teeth. I was done. And my mom, we're back in the car. My mom's still in tears. She's driving. She's like, we're going to go to Toys R Us right now. Hey, you're going to pick any toy you want, and I'm going to buy it for you. For being so brave. And so I was like, bet. So we got to Toys R Us, and the toy that I picked out and had my mom buy for me, which is something I was obsessed with the Dragon Dagger from Power Rangers, the Green Ranger's weapon. It was with the dagger that it's like a sword shape. They had a little hilt here. This part had a mouthpiece. And what would happen in the show was that the Green Ranger would take his dagger, put the mouthpiece, and he'd play a song.
Yes. Oh, yes. It looks like a flute.
Like a flute.
Like a flute. Yeah.
Exactly. It was like a flute and a dagger put together.
That's pretty. Yeah. That's
so he would
cool.
play it, and then his Megazord would come out. That's how he summoned it. And I was obsessed. So they sold a life-size model at Toys R Us.
Oh, dope.
And so I had my mom buy that for me, and that toy version like played the song when you press the button. So
Freaking cool.
that was like a precursor to my love of music right there. But a couple of years later, my AOL Instant Messenger came out, and
Wow, you were dating this whole story.
I know. So my sister, who's like 6 or so years older than me, she's like a teenager, so she was on AOL Instant Messenger, I'll better known as AIM.
AIM, yes, AIM.
Yes, so she was on it, and she was a teenager, and all her friends were using it. And so I came in the room like, "Hey, what are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, I'm chatting with my friends." I'm like, "What's that?" And then she told me what it was and everything. She's like, "You want to make an account? Make an account." I was like, "Sure. What do I have to do?" She's like, "You got to come up with a username." I was like, "What should it be?" And she's like, "Well, it should just be something you like. You know, you can try. You can start like something you like and like part of your name or something." And so I was like, "Well, my favorite Power Ranger is Green Ranger, and I love the Dragon Dagger. You know, that was a big part of my childhood. And my name is Ruben, I think. So I put green from the Green Ranger, and then Rube, and that's where it came from.
Green Rube. Yeah.
It was my AIM name.
Your AIM name, then it just became your name on all your social media, almost all your social media platforms.
Yeah, because all those friends that I had, you know, from grade school to middle to high school, you know, they had AIM as well, and they added me on there. And I'm not sure how it happened or when it happened, but at one point during class or in school, somebody like shouted me out by my AIM name.
Oh snap!
Like,
so you're like, it's catching on.
Yeah, finally after all these years. Yeah, no.
It's catching on, baby.
So at some point that happened, like 5th grade or something. I don't know. Someone was just like, "Green Rube," and I'm like, "It's Green Rube technically, but you know, whatever. Tomato.
Yeah.
And then like it just stuck, and everybody, you know, in the hallways, you know, when we're at our lockers, Green Rube, thing. And I just kept it. I kept it.
That's a great story on how you came over with your name, because it literally started from like childhood, to adult, to like right now.
Yep.
Like how long ago? Well, I was 5 years old. It's like, woo, this is gonna be a good one.
That was over 20 years ago.
20 years, and dude, it's stuck.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what I'm saying? And that's because you never abandoned it, right? Like you stood true to it, like, and that's pretty cool. That's very cool that you can have something from your childhood, and usually people grow out of things, right?
Yeah.
People grow out of shit. Oh, we grow out of things all the time. But to have that, and it has to do like with your mom, and because she felt bad for you, so then you bought then you went Toys R Us. In another 5 or 10 years, what the hell? What's a Toys R Us? Exactly, right? So then you'd be like, oh, the place you went to buy toys, Power Ranger. What the fuck's a Power Ranger? So it's like it has all this rich history, this like childhood history in it.
I think so too.
And you planted a seed. I'm getting really weird with this now. You planted a seed, and it blossomed into a really cool nickname that you still have today.
Yep.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to say this because this is becoming an ongoing thing with this, and I seem very unprofessional. I forget what time we started, rather.
Oh, okay.
And because this thing gives you 1 hour.
Okay.
And I hate, because it counts you down, and it's like, and I hate to rush it, so I'm kind of like I'm trying to like keep the time. I'm sorry, dude. I'm like, I hate to, like, I feel so bad, like.
Oh, good.
I gotta keep time. I gotta be a better timekeeper when it comes to this thing. But if it starts counting down, because once it starts counting down, I want to do a proper exit.
Okay.
I don't want to just be like, okay, Ruben, I gotta go, bye! And then, like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that. So, I'm gonna let you know the countdown. But before we do that, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you have any music out right now?
I'm in recording process.
Okay. All right.
Have something out. fairly soon.
Do you want to promote anything? Do you have anything you want to, like, you know, it's your episode. What do you want to do?
Do I want to promote anything? No, I don't think so. Not yet, just because whenever I like an artist, like, yeah, you know, check it out, like, that comes out like next year, like waiting forever. I don't want that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah.
Like, this is the day, and this is out. You know what I mean?
So it's all TBA, to be announced.
You'll have me on.
What was that?
And that's when I'll release.
Wait, repeat that again, because the feed's going in and out.
Oh, what I'm saying that next time you have me on, you'll have me on. Then I'll get.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, no rush. But the next time I have you on.
For now, I'm just. It's in the pipe. It's in processing. Stay tuned.
I feel like a record executive. All right, but the next time you come in this office, I want something, young man. I want
headline.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. But yeah, bro, it's great catching up, bro. Yeah, we gotta do this again. We have like so much more stuff we have to cover.
Yeah, for sure.
That we haven't. Wow, but yeah, dude. Holy wow, that's something. Before we leave, let me ask you this. Do you have, like, how much equipment do you have at home personally? Like, have you invested a lot of money into, like, your equipment? Like, because I'm always curious with people who have, like, musical talents.
Yeah.
It's not just a talent, but it's an expensive one, right?
It is. No, 100%.
What's
in the last?
Not getting into money figures or anything, but like I assume like you have a lot, right?
Yeah. I couldn't get. I know that in the last, probably dropped $500 on, you know, various people, whether it be a new guitar,
yeah,
table, whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, because like you know, you do this. This is a passion of yours, but it's like you also have to feed that passion, and also financially, right?
Yeah, you know, and in other things like rap, where I'm gonna play at, I'm gonna collab with somebody. They don't live close. Gotta pay gas to travel.
Well, that's the thing.
You know.
Exactly. That's the thing with comedians. Our a lot of our butt is traveling.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Whether you pay to go up, which happens a lot, and you know because you're in, you know sometimes you literally have to pay your dues, like literally. Yeah. Or you're paying gas, mileage. So I hear you, but you guys, I give you guys credit because you're buying instruments.
Yeah.
Like physical.
Yeah. Not giving them to me. Myself.
Yeah.
Like on a day off work. So that's like you're not getting paid.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so you're sacrificing.
Yeah.
Like your livelihood. Mm-hmm. And it's just I get it to an extent because, like I said, you know, as a fellow creative, we know that we have to sacrifice things. But yeah, with musicians, man, you guys, like, it's really cool, man, to see what you guys do and how much you do sacrifice and how much you literally pay in equipment. And before we leave, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I've seen you play the piano.
Yeah.
You're very well versed in the piano too, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was a kid growing up. Been taking piano lessons in house. So you know, I wasn't I just play on it, whatever nonsense. And then my sister once in a while would practice, and she'll like show me something. I was like, oh, that's cool. And, I'd have melody going. And that's the extent of instrument playing until I picked up the guitar. But that stuff is like you never forget. Picked up.
Mm-hmm.
It's muscle memory. So
muscle memory, yeah, definitely.
Started learning guitar theory and actual stuff about it translates. Yeah, like it would most honestly. Like in theory doesn't matter. You learn craft a chord matter what instrument, it's gonna be the same. So that's translated over really well. So then I know a lot better. You know, someone who just started. Even
All right, dude. All right, 5 seconds left, bro. Thank you so much for being on, brother. Appreciate it.
all right.
Big thank you to Rube for coming on. I appreciate it, man. The guy's extremely talented. He'll have music coming out soon. We're not sure yet, but he's definitely gonna let us know, and I cannot wait for it. Thanks for tuning in to Personable. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk later.